Hello, Future Bestsellers. We are so happy to see you today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi. So we were all just chit-chatting backstage, and I'm like, oh my gosh, look what time it is. So anyway, we're very glad to see all of you here. I'm wearing weird glasses today. Here, hold on. I feel like a superhero. I'm like, what? I picked up like, you know how you have like your emergency glasses, and I have like readers all over the house. Anyway, so hi everybody. Let's do our quick little intros today, and then we will get rolling. I see we already have the chat rolling today. I'm very excited to see that. Dahl, let's introduce you first, and we'll go around the circle.
All right. Hello there, humans. I am Cecil Runo. I'm a blind storyteller for introspective readers, mostly working on sci-fi, but I have other genres of short stories in the works and some poetry. You can find me all over the internet as Cecil Runo.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being here today, Dahl. Story detective. How are you today?
I am a frustrated business owner and also graphic artist and storyteller who puts all that beneath a Sherlockian microscope, breaks it all down, and gives you the craft to make your craft journey easier so you don't repeat my mistakes.
I love that. That's awesome. Carol Brown is here today. Tell us all about you.
Hello, my name is Cara Brown. I'm an urban fantasy author, and I also write erotica under Faye Black. If you're interested in that, all these things on the wall, I wrote those. I am here today to work on Kitsune Kisses, which is the highlight manuscript of the month. And I was trying to write it this morning, and then I was just kind of like, I have to fix it. So I'm here. So.
I feel that. I feel that. I'm Lisa Daly, and I write romantic comedies and nonfiction writing and dating advice. So, and this is my channel. So thanks so much for being here, you guys. Let's say hello to the chat. So RC popped in early. RC says, hey, folks, at work, so no sprints for this guy. No worries. I have a notepad for ideas. Love that.
Always a good thing, yes.
I know, right? Claude is here. He'll be here with us for a while. Booster shot is later than he thought. Well, I'm so glad you're getting that. We want you to stay nice and healthy. Mm-hmm. This radiant life is here. Hello. We're so glad to see you today. Amy, awesome buddy, is here. Look at you. I'm so proud of you I know it's been a little while, but I always mean to mention it and then I always forget. So I love the fact that you've gone to have your name being AJ Rowe SEO because it's so memorable. I love that.
Yeah.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. So very nice. Debbie Renault is here. We're very glad to see you. Very nice. Look who else is here. Michael C.B. Chen is here. Hi, Michael.
Hello.
We're glad to see you. And then we also have Michaela. Hello. I love this avatar. Michaela. I know, right? Awesome. Totally awesome. Devin Cutting is here. Hello, Devin. We are very, very glad to see you. Mary's here. We have a good crowd today. Mary's here. Hi, Mary. We're very glad to see you. I was trying to read what your thing said. Be kind to your mind. We should all do that for sure. Marty Mary's here. Hello. We're very glad to see you.
Oh, it's cold.
I read ahead. Hello, Cool Gamer. We're glad to see you. I'm sorry, I was laughing because I read ahead to Michael's comment. I keep my emergency glasses at my local bar. That was great. Like, made me laugh enough where I had problems introducing. Yeah. Anyway, that was a good one, Michael. Trudy's here. Hi, Trudy. Trudy's working on her book on fear some more. We are so glad you're here to do that. What are you guys all working on today? Everybody in the chat, let us know what you're working on today. But let's go around the circle and talk about it a little bit. Caro, I'm going to go with you. I feel like you said, and it's already like out of my mind. So let's go again, shall we? What are you working on today?
Oh, I'm working on Kitsune Kisses, which is one of my urban fantasy romances. So it's actually coming along really well. There's just like this. I'm always at like I hate doing like the breakup part because I always feel like my breakups are really lame. Like you didn't butter the right side of the toast and stuff like that. Like so.
I have some advice for that. Make them less lame. Would you break up with someone because they, well, if you feel like they're lame, you have to make them less lame. They're probably not lame. You're awfully hard on yourself, but like you have to think, is this something people would break up over in real life? And the truth is they would break up over the toast being buttered on the wrong side. Well, is that possible? Because it's just bread, right? It has two sides.
That's kind of why I use that as the example.
But it wouldn't really be about that. Like when people are in the aisle at the grocery store fighting over which way the toilet paper goes, it's not really about the toilet paper. It's about something else, but it just comes out at every little irritation.
It's that old saying about squeezing the tube of toothpaste.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's what I'm working on today. So
okay, that's good. All right, you're making a super awesome breakup scene.
yes.
Love it. Story Detective, what are you working on today?
Well, I am going to try to get back to editing my story. And after watching Michelle's recent video about having problems getting back into hers, I'm like, this is the same issue I'm having. I took like 2 months off. December was intentional. January was sketchy because of our trip. And coming back to it, I'm like, wow, I'm kind of just like depleted on this and not sure where to begin. So I'm going to go over my notes and I'm going to get back to squares with it and rejuvenate my enthusiasm.
I have that challenge when I take, like, in some respects, taking a good long break can be really good for you. But I do have that problem with losing momentum. Even if I'm not going to write for a day, if I write for 5 minutes or I make a note, that at least helps me sort of keep my brain in it. But sometimes you don't want your brain in it and you want to just take that break. Sometimes just reading everything that you've written, like your most recent draft, is the way to get you back. Did I freeze?
A little bit, but it kind of blended back together like my intro.
Okay. I was just going to say that. Speaking of blending things together, you know you've got your intro down so good when it all blends together into one super long word.
I was about to say, like, am I like slurring? Is that what's happening?
No, not even a little bit. It's just like, all right. Doll, what are you working on today?
I am going to use this live stream to I didn't say a word about this, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna read through my sci-fi story because I want to edit that and add a few changes because I want to get back into it instead of only editing videos.
That's good. That's awesome. Love that. Love that. I have a bunch of writing tasks to work on today, but I have already written, hold on, I need a drum roll. Wait, let me tell you, hold on. Can I find it? 2987 as of this morning. What? That's a lot of words for me. So I'm like this early in the day. So I'm super excited about that. So I will continue to write as long as it's coming out, and then I may end up doing something else. But Debbie says she is putting base colors down on the current page. That is really awesome. Claude says, yesterday I played my novel in my head and this is how I write. I see it like a movie and did 25 scene cards today. I'll check to see if that holds up. This Radiant Live, Ray is working on.
I kind of see it like a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, lag.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, that's what I was saying. I said the same thing. I see it like a movie in my head and I write it all down. This Radiant Life is working on Project Laloon, hoping to get back in the writing routine. Me too. All right. Let's see. I say that. I had like a good morning today. Trudy says, I work in mental health. I'd be happy to lend any information regarding breakups. I promise I have heard some interesting ones. Well, that's a fun offer. That's a really fun offer. Mm-hmm.
I will consider it. Thank you, Trudy.
Michael says, customs officer, what's the purpose of your visit? Caro, customs officer, welcome to Canada. I love it.
So I do slur. Okay, I'll work on
that. Michael, you're on a roll today, buddy. I know, right? Okay, so if you haven't told us,
maybe Caro, maybe we didn't feel it as much because we know your intro, we know you, and like we're used to it. So maybe we don't notice.
I write books. Buy my books. There you go. That's my intro from now on.
No, we're going to talk about that. All right, but before we talk about that, we are going to do a 5-minute warm-up sprint. I am like anxious to get rolling today. Are you guys all excited to get rolling? Yes. Let's do it.
I don't know, but yes, let's do it.
She's like, okay, but thanks for going along with the crowd today, doll. I appreciate it. All right, we are going to just do a quick warm-up sprint. There will be no pep talk because who needs a pep talk to get coffee? Here we go. We're going to put 5 minutes up on the clock. When we come back, if you haven't told us what you're going to work on today, we want to hear all about it and get everything going and open and all that. And we will see you on the other side of the timer. All right, here we go, guys. Okay, we are back. Hold on, I've got to get Robert back in here. I muted him. Okay, so, all right, so how did everybody do on our little super sprint? Everybody's got their drinks and their documents open, and we're all ready to roll today.
The document is open. I did not read it.
Well, it's only 5 minutes.
I read it. I read something by someone else because I found it something interesting. Okay, story. I was going to send a quick message to someone on Twitter, and then I saw an article on Twitter, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I'm gonna read it just to bookmark it. No.
I get that. That happens to me all the time.
It was a writing craft topic, so I excuse myself because it was about writing crafts. So
I love that. Well, you don't have to justify your Twitter choices to us all. We're all cool here. We got some folks drop in while we were doing our 5-minute warm up. Laura's here. Hello, Laura. We are very glad to see you today. Very, very nice. Amy says, okay, yeah.
That's
Gremlins.
when you went robot mode on us.
Like that. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure. I do Zoom meetings all day long and I'm fine. Then the second I'm on the stream, it's like that. Okay. Already did that one. Mary's going to log into work in about 45 minutes and then she's going to she's making notes and journaling. So that's fantastic. Morgan's here. Hello, Morgan. We are super glad to see you today. Very, very nice. Morgan, what are you working on today? Trudy's got 168 on the last sprint. Nice. That's fantastic. Debbie got some breakfast and worked on the page. Very, very good job. I don't know what I got, about 100 words, I think. So fantastic. Very, very nice. How about you, Story Detective? How'd you do on the last one?
I opened my notebook and got things prepared. I am going to take a slightly different approach with looking at my character's plot and revitalizing by taking a page from Caro and using some tarot.
Tarot. I love that. Oh my gosh, I like that. Speaking of which, when is Caro's Tarot going to be out? I can't wait.
That was a great question. I sent it to my editor. My editor hasn't gotten back to me, and I actually have it on the to-do list to be like, when are you getting to it? And if they don't get to it timely, I'll probably have to find somebody else, which is fine.
Oh, well, I'm very excited that it's like now we're in the final stages before it comes out. I'm very excited about that.
I'm excited about that book.
I know, right?
I'm gonna read it for research purposes.
Very, very exciting. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get right into a 20-minute sprint. Carol, I'm going to let you do our pep talk first today. I know you're like, me? Thank you so much.
I know. I am. Well, I'm grateful because the last couple of times you didn't make me go first. So I'm like, oh, yeah.
Well, it's your turn. You're due now. Okay. It is. All right.
It's my time. And it is your time. It is time to write words. And we're going to use this thing called a keyboard to do that. And it starts with putting some letters together that make words. And those words become sentences. And sentences become the entire book. Just like that. You'll be done in the next sprint. I absolutely guarantee it. So.
Don't say it yet. Look at the spinning wheel of death. What is happening?
And just like the spinning wheel, we're going to spin our doubts or insecurities away, and we're going to focus just on the writing. Hey, it works.
That's the wheel of fortune right there.
Yeah. All right, guys. Anyway, I believe in you. Write all those things that you want to write. Go.
I was like, jumping out of my chair with that. Yeah, fantastic. That went by so fast. Oh my
That
gosh.
went too fast. I was
It-
like, whoa. I'm
it
still
did.
reading.
It did. It went really, really fast. So fantastic. How did everybody do?
I did pretty well. It was interesting. I'm never going to get through all this within the stream, but I got this deck. It's the Wizard's Tarot, mainly for the art, and it's written coincidentally, or maybe not so coincidentally, by the same woman, Corinne Kenner, who wrote Tarot for Writers.
Mm.
So
Oh.
I think more for this kind of thing, it's interesting. And the art and the first card that was supposed to be the theme, I find kind of, it was
Wait,
right
hold
on.
on. Hold on. I want to make you big. All right, there we go.
Because it's a woman who's on stage, and you can see the people that's in the audience are kind of dark.
Right.
And that's exactly the position that Sherlock Holmes is in the story. He's in his position, but he's actually being questioned because he's at the end of getting bored with his career, and his public and his friends are not exactly listening to him like they did once.
Oh, I love that.
His client is in the exact opposite position. She's at the peak of her stage and getting adoration from her peers, but she's also a wealthy woman in the 1800s, and are her peers taking advantage? So they're in exactly the opposite ends of that spectrum.
Isn't
Yeah.
it funny when that kind of
She's
thing
a-
happens?
She's a
Yeah.
freaking peacock. That's what she is. She's it's a peacock with the tail out, spread out. Like, look at me. She's
She
like,
is.
I know.
And they both have their lessons to learn in this. I mean, it's a Sherlock Holmes story more than a mystery. There's a problem to be solved, but I didn't want to just write another Sherlock Holmes story and say, okay, there's no character movement. There's nothing to be gained from him or for him. But in this story, there is.
I am very excited about this because I know that you are going to have such incredible insight, and also that these characters will have a lot of depth, which I personally love. So I'm
a fan.
I know, right? I'm super thrilled about this. I cannot wait. Eva's here. I wanted to say hi since she's just hopping in. Hopefully we did not miss her. Love that. I just wrote like the wind, and I honestly want to get back to it. But let's say hi to everybody. Whew! JL's here. Been getting busy getting ready for a launch in March. How have y'all been? Good. I have a launch in February, and I am not ready for it. So that's why I've got a lot of stuff.
What day is that launch?
That
For
launch
what
is
book?
That launches February 22nd, 2022, coming right up. I think this is the coolest pub day ever, 2/22/22. And it's right back there, 15 Minutes of Shame. It's the relaunch of my very first novel. I got the rights back. I'm super excited about it. I've done a little tweaking on it, so there's some new fun things in there. And yeah, I'm super excited about it.
Do you want to
Audio
censor
book.
the 22nd of February?
Do I want to what, the 22nd of February?
Yeah. It might
Yes.
make you go all. That's the day that I officially asked Mr. Brown to go out with me.
What? Oh, I love
Fatherhood.
that. Oh, I love that. It's a very special day. That's
Audio
awesome.
book. Audio book.
I'm
Audio book.
working on it. I'm super excited. It will not be released on the same day, on the 22nd, because I've not recorded it yet. But I am going to do the audiobook, so I'm happy and thrilled. So yay, doll. Thank you very much for all the encouragement. All right. Michael says, when the spinning wheel of death's laptop buffers shakily, it shows a picture of Caro.
Oh, I was like, what?
Marty Mary says, I managed to get some reading done for my philosophy class. Good job. Very nice. Very nice. We've got highs all around. Mary got some food and some coffee, clearing a space on the desk for the notebook. I need to do that. My desk is going crazy. Oh my gosh. Yes. 2/22/22. Yeah. I'm super excited. All right. CB says, I need to do a panini test and put on laundry and have dinner. I don't know how you do a panini test, but sign me up. I feel like that's a test I could ace. I love paninis. I'm sorry, I'm such a
They're
dork.
very tasty.
I have a panini maker that a publicist sent me like 100 years ago, and we use it. We love it. It sits in there for like 2 years, and then we pull it out one day, and we're like, "Oh my god, we should make paninis!" And then we have paninis constantly for like 3 months, and then it goes back in the cabinet. CB394 says it's the day after what would have been Alan Rickman's birthday. That is a sad
Aw.
thing. I heart Alan Rickman. I was very sad when he passed because I think he was incredible talent. Right? Yes.
Sorry, I was just reading like the clarification CB gave us.
Oh, did I miss something?
No,
Okay.
it's not actually a panini. That's the spoiler.
What does the wind write? Rom-coms, just like me. Trudy got 637 words. What? That is awesome. Congratulations. Okay, JL says, I had to push the launch date from October 2021 to March 2022 to take care of mom while she went through cancer surgery, treatment, and recovery. Happy to say she is finally cancer-free.
Yay!
Yay! Yes, we definitely like a happy ending.
Yeah.
So worth it. If you got a pre-order, JL, let's throw that up in the chat, shall we? And if I'm really good, I'll try to remember to grab it and put it up in the description. All right, so JL says, back to work. We are very excited. Very nice. An LFT test. I feel like I totally missed the whole thing. What is LFT? Oh, also, Eva loves your hair.
Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate it. I did it myself.
That is no, not that. I was like reading Panini equals COVID. Not that was not about you cutting your own hair. No, actually, that is very impressive. Panini equals COVID means that's what you ate during that time. You discovered the deliciousness that is a panini.
I think they're getting a COVID test.
Oh,
Panini is
because you're not supposed to say it.
Right.
Right, it's a code word, so that my stream doesn't get buried by YouTube, but because I was not bright enough to figure that out in real time, too late. So everybody, feel free to swear on the stream and mention some terrible words. JL says, love, love, love. Carol's new hairdo. Thank you. I went on a rant about panini.
The paninis are delicious.
They really are.
So here's a fun thing. So when I was getting my first book edited, the editor was kind of like, "Why are all your people bribed by food?" And I was like, "Because food's delicious." Like,
food is delicious. All my characters drink margaritas. I think there's always like an author tale in there somewhere. So, do your books all have tacos?
No, but like,
but they should.
Girl Scout cookies are kind of a thing where they're kind of like, I have the mint, I have like the mint chocolate, and they're kind of like, you got mint chocolate, like. But this was before they started just making Girl Scout cookies available all year.
I know. Where it used to be more like a special thing.
I'm not saying all my books will have it because it will be very strange, but in the sci-fi you will hear about Georgian cuisine all over the place.
That's hilarious. That is
clarification, Georgia, the country in Europe, not Georgia, the state.
Right. I assumed.
Clarify that.
I assumed. Thank you, CB. I really appreciate that you didn't want to get me in trouble.
Back in the day, I used to have a little mini George Foreman grill, not a panini maker, but I'd use it to make sandwiches.
You can squish it and make them. They're not that much. I think about it, like a panini maker is just a bigger version of the George Foreman grill. Okay. Michael says the stream's takeaway, don't eat the panini test. And with that, we are going to do another sprint. All right. I almost just turned off my thing. Okay, here we go. Da, da, da. All right. We've got it. I've got the thing up. We're ready to roll. Doll, it's your turn for the pep talk, honey. Let's have it.
Let's do this. All right, people. We're here. We're having fun. And we are trying to find a food that we always talk about in our stories. Or maybe not. Whatever it is that you're doing. We're here to support you. And we have 20 minutes on the clock. Get ready to write in 3, 2, 2, 2, and 1. And sprint.
All right, here we go. I've still got this thing going. All right, very nice. How did everybody do? Let me get rid of that.
That
Very
was
good.
nicer than I expected, actually.
Yes. All right, that's good.
Yeah.
So, well, what do you mean nicer than you expected? Like more peaceful and pleasant,
No,
or?
no, not at all. Not at all. It's a difficult scene where I have to reveal Annie's grandmother for the first time, which is not a happy scene. Whoever has read my book knows
Ah,
that. But there were some suggestions that I have to show more the practices of the grandmother. I'm not gonna go into topics here. It's a public stream, no, but I have to show more the practices instead of just saying that she has those practices. That's
mm-hmm.
it. And so I was like, okay, I need to show it somehow with a visual because that's what people mean. And me failing at being visual again. Congrats.
Wow.
But I found a way. I figured it out. So that was nicer than I thought. And it was a horrible scene. So yay, I did it.
Yeah. All right. I'm glad to hear it. All right. So, you guys, I asked the question about what food always ends up in your books. So, I'm going to answer some of those. We're going to go with some of the chat and see. I love this answer. Benny Bright says cupcakes. So, I'm all on board on that. JL got 406 words on that last sprint. Yay. That's very great. CB got 116 words. Woo, woo. I'm very excited about that. Debbie got some more colors down on the page. ADHD Writer is here. Hello. We're very glad to see you. Oh, Mary is off. She's got to cut out early today. Bye-bye, Mary. We're very glad you were here today. All right. Eva says, one work in progress had a restaurant just for me to add in dishes like toasted ravioli and horseshoes, common options where we're from. Okay, what is a horseshoe food-wise? I'm not familiar with that. I will say in Single Minded, I totally resurrected this tapas restaurant that I totally love that was closed, like it went out of business. And I missed it so much, I just put it right back in its original location. I gave it a new chef, all imaginary. But yeah, so, and my character in Single Minded, one of my main characters is a chef. And so I was like really nice to go and revisit all my favorite foods at a tapas restaurant that doesn't exist anywhere except my brain and on the page. So that was kind of nice. Let's see. Amy says, I don't have a specific food, but my characters usually find themselves at some kind of buffet.
Nice.
I love that. I love that. Okay, Mary's characters drink coffee, Diet Coke, and grape soda. That's interesting. So my characters also often drink Coke because that is my crutch. CB, grilled cheese with alphabet soup. Very nice. Wait, are we talking about lunch or what we see here? Hold on. All right. Tea and wine always end up in JL's books, adult books. For children's, it always seems to be milkshakes. That's because milkshakes are totally awesome.
I prefer tomato soup with my grilled cheese.
Ooh, I like that too. I do like that too. Macaroni, cheese, pizza, sausage and peppers, and dairy-free ice cream. Is this real lunch or book lunch? I'm shawarma, of course. Now we're talking book lunch. Definitely shawarma because obviously Marvel Universe. So very nice. Pizza and burgers, frozen yogurt, soft pretzels, chicken, broccoli casserole. We're all going to be starving by the time we get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
I ate.
Hot chocolate and mozzarella sticks. All right, very nice. I can't tell people are having.
And then comes down like, okay, there's khinkali, there's goulash, there's paprika.
All right. Oh, here we go.
Weirdo, and I love it.
No, it's awesome. So Eva says horseshoes or the smaller serving pony shoes are a meat tenderloin or burger on top of a piece of Texas toast topped with fries and melted cheese. Oh my God, that sounds delicious.
Whoa, that sounds great.
Yeah, very nice. CB says my homemade alphabet soup is made with tomato soup and tin spaghetti letters. That's cool.
Nice.
Very nice. Michaela's here. Michaela finished their chapter. Very nice. Congratulations.
Yay.
Claude says coffee. All of his characters are coffee drinkers. And Devin says I use plates and cups and sun puffs.
There is one
Mhm.
character who cannot let go of coffee. That's the only thing I have in common with that character. That's how we communicate. I bribe him with coffee. That's all I have.
Well, I think that's a lovely thing. Robert, any food crutches in your books?
No, not specifically. If you're getting into Sherlock Holmes, it might be buttered scones and tea.
It really depends on the novel and the characters, but
Yeah.
this topic I love it because it's we all have a trait. Like all writers have like a thing that they do, even if it's
Mhm.
another story, another whatever. It's like a thing that the writer does
It's
that
like
people
it's a tell. Yeah, it's a
yeah.
tell.
And mine is Northern Lights. It's not food, but it's Northern Lights. It's everywhere. Anything I write has Northern Lights on it. Somehow it makes a cameo.
I love that. I love that. So Debbie says in my comic, it's Mexican food. In my life, it's Mexican food. Also, many of my characters go on first dates at Mexican restaurants, and the horror geek and I went on our first date at a Mexican restaurant. Love it. Okay, so Eva says very thick bread. She's talking about Texas toast, right? Which is like that big. It is.
It's great for French toast.
It is. It's delicious.
That with raisin bread. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that's good too.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
was thinking because my characters either cook and they'll cook something kind of like elaborate because I have a culinary degree I don't use.
Right.
Or like I was literally like looking at my covers and I was like, what do these people eat? And I was like, protein bar, protein bar, protein bar. Like so protein bars are definitely like a quick go-to food in my stories.
Isn't that funny how that comes out? That's really, it's kind of crazy. Okay, so Claude says, I still don't know if my characters will be massive cigarette smokers or not. The setting is 1920s in an alternate universe. Oh, it's possible. All right, CB says, okay, I think that's what we call a super toasty loaf. I sort of love that. Like, that's kind of a cool name. I kind of dig that. Yeah, that's very good. Very good. Well, I love that we talked about food crutches in our writing. Can we go do another sprint? Are you guys ready for that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's where I'm gonna grab some lunch. Actually.
All right, that's good. Hold on. Let's do another sprint. I'm very excited about this. I will do our pep talk. I know now I'm hungry. Okay, I think it's all that food talk, you guys. Okay, so here we go. Let me get our little thing up on the screen. So everybody, we are going into I think it's our third sprint, and I'm super excited about that. So keep the good times rolling and the food coming, and we are going to get started in 3, 2, 1, sprint. Once again, I'm so into the writing that I do not notice that the timer has gone off and I cannot find the window. So that's how it goes sometimes.
I had to jot down the last sentence here before I forgot what I was aiming for.
I know that feeling. I definitely know that feeling. So we got a lot. Did we do 4 sprints today?
3.
3. Okay, 3. Well, that's good because we still have like 19 minutes left. That's much better time than we normally make. Much better time than we normally make.
You must have been like on a ball because you're kind of like, we have to write, and I'm like, is it me?
You know, it's funny. I'm like I said, I've just been like on such a roll today. I think I'm like at 3,600 words now for the day. That's a big day for me. So, I mean, like by 12:40 in the afternoon, I had worked it up by the end of the year that I could write like sometimes 5 a day, but closer to like 4,500 on a regular basis. And, but 5 enough where I'm like, okay, yeah, I could do that if I push it. And, but I haven't written as much at the beginning of the year. So, but I'm way back into the swing of things now, and I'm kind of excited about it.
For nonfiction, I can do 3,000 words a day. If I were like to write nonfiction, I can do 3,000. But for fiction, it's like forget about it. I don't know how many words. I don't care.
I shouldn't say that. I cannot do 5,000 words a day yet for fiction. I am definitely writing nonfiction when I'm doing 4,500 5K a day. So anyway, I'm feeling good. I'm like in the zone today, which I love.
I'm pretty good about things too. I've confirmed some things and learned some other things. When I did this story, as you guys remember, it started out as a short story, but then after 2020 and not doing anything, I got this burst of energy and it just expanded. And when it expanded, I pantsed most of that. And pantsing always leads back to planning because great ideas, they're not fully formed scenes. They're not fully settled because I didn't have time to think about them. I just jotted them down. And I did get a corkboard. It's like a 4 squared corkboard. So I'm going to actually list all of my scenes, 1 corkboard per quarter.
I love it.
Things up. So I've been watching you guys do it. I usually put all my back and then I'm shuffling through it. I said, let me get some boards and put it on the damn wall.
I know. There is something about having it up there. Sorry, Carol, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say with my boards that I have over here, I don't know how the condensation in your area is, but basically these things fall off all the time. So I've got like thumbtacks in there too. But
I
they're
got
clear, so you don't
thumbtacks.
see them.
Yeah. Oh, I know. In Florida, eventually the sticky stuff just comes right off. Everything just peels off and comes to the floor. But thumbtacks and corkboard are great for if you live in humidity or just if you like corkboards because there's
a lot of humidity. Also for looking at this period of Sherlock Holmes's life at the end of his career, he was being pretty much a bigger bastard than usual. And the card picks are a lot of wands. Does that signify that he should become that bigger bastard in this story? Caro, tell us about wands a little bit because you're better at this than I am.
Ooh, I love that.
Well, so like wands have to do with like high energy and high motivation. And because they're associated with fire, it also kind of means like burning things around you. But the wands are also associated with, you know, being a dick. So that's why
because the wand actually looks like I'm kidding.
No, literally the Ace of Wands is actually a representation of fertility. So like when people are trying to get pregnant and that card pulls up, it's like, hey, you know, it may work out. And I guess the thing with motivation and drive is that it doesn't really have a lot of intelligence with it. So it is possible to basically be a bull in a china shop, you know, if you're pulling a lot of wands for that.
That's kind of what I'm getting at every aspect that I'm picking them for in the story. I sent you this little spread I found, Caro, and I sent it to Dal too. I don't know if you would want it, Lisa, but
I feel left out. I definitely want it.
It was on Instagram, somebody that does this for writers, and it looked like an interesting spread. And I said, this is what I'm going to do tomorrow to kind of try to solidify things. And it's working out pretty darn well, I think.
I love that. I definitely want to see it. Barrett Lori popped in. Hello,
Hi, Mary.
darling. Not writing today, but wanted to drop in and say hello, drop a like, and sprinkle some unicorn dander and encouragement for everyone. We love you. How are you feeling? All right, living that bestest life this week. I'm almost out of books from the library. Send help. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh
Please tell me you have a Kindle, honey, because you can always
Yeah,
always do that.
expand that library.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of crazy because usually we have like a major topic, and I just didn't have anything specific that I wanted to talk about today. But
Lisa, we were talking about food and trademarks on books and what we put into it. So we
I know
had one.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like, but I love like that the food topic came up because I think it's so interesting. And I always notice I'm always fascinated by that, but I always notice the food repetitions with authors that I really like, where I read a number of their books. I often will notice that.
I forgot one that I always do, and it's a thing that I always do, and I'm like, oh no, how could I forget about it? I'm gonna get disowned. Oh no!
What do you do? Tell us. What is it?
You know, black licorice, salmiak.
Oh,
everywhere in my stuff.
I think too, like, okay, I don't know about you guys. Actually, I want to know, everybody in the chat, when you write, are you a snacker or not a snacker?
I am a liquid person. Like, I don't know if you got. I go through about 3 of these.
That's probably way healthier.
And water.
That's you. I know earlier when you were drinking out of that big glass, and it looks like green tea maybe, but initially I was like, is that beer? Is he drinking beer at 11 o'clock in the morning? He could.
This is actually a peach tea.
Oh.
I kept seeing these little kind of wand things for like whole leaf tea on the internet, and I decided to just buy a couple of them, and because we were getting into whole leaf tea.
Wait,
and
Robert is drinking tea.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I drink a lot of tea, especially in the winter.
It's official, Robert. You're the Uncle Iroh of the community.
I love tea, but I do not like warm. Well, I say that I don't like hot tea, except when we go to this little tea house where they have little fancy teas in like little old lady china and little finger sandwiches, and it's like one of my favorite things to do. We go once a month, and there's a tea that we always have called Long Island Strawberry, and it is delicious. It's the only tea that I like hot. But I will drink iced green tea all day, every day. All day, every day. All right. Marty Mary says she does not snack, but I always have water and coffee next to me. All right. Well, that's good. All right. CB is a snacker, especially during nano events. I always have like my snacks like littered all around my desk. Ooh, Richard's here. Hi, Richard. With a really good little point here. Snacking is procrastination. Is that true? I'm usually thinking while I'm snacking. I feel like I eat more snacks when I'm at the end of a book, when you're like going like the wind.
Yeah, it could go either way. I mean, when I do have snacks, it's usually some like chips or M&Ms or something that I can
something little.
Yeah.
Salmiak, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's something there's something to that. Richard has been crushing it with 3K a day. Nice work. We are super proud of you. All right, he says not every day. I hasten to add, just most weekends. Can I just say, I love the word hasten. I almost never use it, but every time I hear it, it's just one of those words. It's like the word serendipity, which I absolutely love. But I've always loved the word hasten. I don't know why. You could use it in your book. Hasten is something that they would say.
It's a little antiquated, yes.
It is in your time period. I love it though. I love those words. So it's funny too. Okay, so that could be our thing right before we leave today. Do you have like favorite? This is like such a nerdy writer thing. Do you guys have like words that you love? Like you just love the word for whatever reason?
I do love like the antiquated language. And as I've said before, Jane Austen, I think, pulls that off extremely well.
Well, she is antiquated herself. So I know I do love the language in Austen because the language is so I mean, for us, it's so formal and antiquated, but also she's such a wit, and I love that, like when you can slide a little something in underneath. So, yeah, love that. How about you, Carol? Do you have like a favorite word? Not necessarily ordinary. That's interesting.
No, ornery. Sorry, I can't.
Ornery.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. My mother always uses that word to describe me, and then she'd pinch me right here to make me laugh. And so I think I will always associate that. Ooh, Amy says I use the word endeavor for pretty much anything that requires effort. That's a good word. I like it. I like endeavor. Ooh, Richard's got a whole list of 300 amazing words like hasten. I want that list. I really want it. I'm desperate. Ooh, this is a good one. Kvetching. That's an awesome word. Ramifications. That's a good one. Love, love, love. Oh, Michael also agrees. 10 cheers for hasten. Yay.
When I first started getting into the idea of writing a Sherlock Holmes novel, I would watch a lot of BBC and the old Jane Austen BBC movies, and I would write down all these antiquated words too. I still have that list somewhere.
I was going to say, I will tell you, I think that the 2005 version of Pride and Prejudice is better than the BBC version, but I'm just putting that out there for all.
There are better movies, but they have, I think, more of the original dialogue, and they're very slow. They're almost like an old Saturday matinee serial in the production of it, or a soap opera, but the language is good.
Yeah, excellent. Definitely. Barrett says, my husband says I'm ornery, and I think he's right. I agree. But I think it's in the best way. Superfluous. That's a great word. That is a great one. Oh, Richard's coming back with another one. Gallivanting. Can I? I love that word.
My grandmother used to use that word.
I love it. I love it. I totally love that word. So I have to ask you, what?
Oh, do you want a fun story?
Yes. Well, I was going to ask you guys if you ever saw that. Did you guys ever see that show? It was a limited series. I think it was on ABC back in the day. It was maybe like the only thing good they've done in like a decade. I shouldn't say that. That's mean. Gallivant. It was like this. You guys should definitely see that. It was just fantastic. Okay. Tell us your story.
Oh, well, when I was doing my master's program, I had a teaching assistant come over to me, and he very nicely encouraged me to utilize a scholarly vernacular when I was engaging on topics. And he said that, and I remember looking at him, and I said, "Do you say I speak dumb? Is that what you're saying?" And he was like, "Well, you're having this higher level education. It would be nice if you would utilize the language that was used." And I was kind of like, "Okay, sure." And so the next time we had a conversation, I did, in fact, use the entire of my vernacular. And then I typed in P.S. Hey, is this okay for you? And then my teacher reached out to me. Was like, "Why is that in there?" It's like, "Because he told me I speak dumb."
Oh, no. Richard has come back with many, many more excellent words. Mercurial, love. Ostentatious. I actually use this on a regular basis in real life. I love that word. Ooh, this is a good one. Ethereal. I love that.
That's the word that Mom used to describe my writing. Thank you,
Mom.
Mom.
Oh, I love that. Pentultimate. Is it pentultimate? Penultimate, I think. I'd always want to put a T in there. All right. Barrett says I'm regressing. Gallivant, right? So good. Can I tell you something? So I don't know if you guys have ever, did you ever see the show called Psych? And I don't remember what the main character's name was. It's basically about a guy who is just very observant, but he fakes being a psychic to get himself out of trouble, and he starts working for the police department.
Yeah.
Anyway, the straight man in that show is a cop named Lassiter, who's played by, oh no, I can't think of his last name. Timothy, it begins with an O, Olmanson. And he was on the daytime show a couple of years ago. And I was there, and I was like, oh my God, I loved you in Gallivant, because he played the king. I think it's King Richard. He played the king, and he was phenomenal. He did a good job in Psych, but he just shone in Gallivant. And he said that that was like the best creative experience of his life, like that he loved it so much. And then I made everybody watch it. Okay, so Amy says it was so good. It really was, you guys. It was like so incredibly plethora. Oh my gosh, Barrett loves Ethereal also. I see you superfluous and raise you extraneous. Yes, right,
My mother
exactly.
used to use the word paraphernalia a lot.
That's a good one too.
I have a favorite word, but I don't use it as often unless it's necessary to come into the story. But it's bioluminescent.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good. That's such a visual word.
I live by that. Not for me, actually. For me, it's like you make your own light.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more symbolic. Like, okay, the world is dark around you. There's cold pressure. There's like, it's like living at the bottom of the ocean, like those creatures who are bioluminescent.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, then, yeah, the world is crap and it treats you like crap and it's cold and no one cares and you're alone and like that kind of feeling. Okay, great. Make your own light.
Make your own light. I love it. Quintessential is a good one. It's a really good one. Yes, absolutely. Predilection. That's a good one. Love, love, love. And all right. Polyphonic. I don't even know what that word means. What is it?
It is
many sounds.
Yes.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. So Ray says, as someone who loves linguistics, this conversation is making me so happy. Leave it to a bunch of writers to like nerd out over words. So anyway, we are coming to the very end of our time. And this was like hold on. There's one more. Stagnant. That was a good one. Bless you, honey. Good gracious. That was fantastic, and maybe one of my favorite ways ever that we have ever ended this sprint, or ever ended this live stream.
Topic information is good, but sometimes just going with it, like food and words and
nerding out, like it's like just writer nerding is basically what happened today. So, which I love.
That's gonna be the subtitle of the stream. It's gonna be writers being writers.
Writers nerding out. I think you're right. I think I'm gonna have to change the title today. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and do our outros really quickly before we go. Thank you. Oh my God, hold on, Michael. Doohickey. My mother said this all my life, and I swear to God, I say it constantly. I'm like, where's that doohickey? Oh my God, that is hilarious. Okay, yes, this is the best. All right, let's go ahead and do our outros. Caro, do you want to start?
Yes. Hello, my name is Kara Brown. I write books. Those books over there. Please buy them so I can write more books. Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice. Story Detective.
Yeah, my channel is The Story Detective. I'm Robert Jones, and I look at all forms of storytelling and put it under a Sherlockian microscope, break down the craft, and give it to the viewers to expand your creative journey. I also do tech reviews and maybe whatever I feel like.
Well, that's the writer's life for you. Very, very nice. Thank you very much for being here. Dal, your turn.
All right, thank you for inviting me today. I am Cecil Runo. I'm a blind storyteller for introspective readers, mostly working on sci-fi. That's why bioluminescent is my favorite word. I do other genres in short stories and a couple of poetry here and there. My YouTube channel is mostly wildlife meets writing. Why? Because it also makes sense to my books. You'll figure it out when it's published. Thank you for your support.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I'm Lisa Daly. This is my channel. We will not be back here next week. So we'll be back in 2 weeks. I will be actually out of town next week. I'm very excited about it because I've been trapped in my house for a couple of years. Anyway, so thank you guys all so much for being here. You are awesome. Hold on. Claude's got one more before we go. Is it in French? Is it phantasmagorique? Phantasmagoric, right? Yeah, love it. Onward. All right, bye everybody. Thanks for being here today. You guys are awesome. Bye-bye.
Bye.